Welcome back to another episode of the Swoop Shoes Podcast, episode number 76. We got the entire group here back at it again. We got Armani, aka Armastradamus, Ernest, aka Lakers Might Be Legit, with JJ Redick. We got Josh, aka Capture the Flag, has officially started, and the race for Ace 2025 has begun. You got myself, aka 1 and 2, is too early to overreact. And our special guest, we got Coop, who
Yes,
will
sir.
talk about the Miami Heat and his boy Dwyane Wade and his statue, by the
Yes,
looks
sir.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for
So,
sure, for sure. I think
so
Eric, that statue is gonna be really interesting to talk about. Like, we'll get into that.
For sure. We getting into that now, or we getting into that when we getting into that?
Well, the rundown. Want to talk about obviously the first week of the NBA just kicked off, and a lot of surprises coming out the gate. But what I really want to get into, because we're going to cover the first week. We're going to cover, Dwyane Wade and the statue. We're also going to cover what are the surprise teams and surprise players of this week, and just our reactions of the first week of our own teams, and what did we is this something that we expected, or this is something that we didn't expect? So, but Coop, introduce yourself, man. We love that, we thank you for being here on the show. And just tell us about yourself and what you got going on.
Of course, y'all. My name is Coop. Many of y'all, I've been a longtime friend of my boy Armani. And we just been like communicating in the past about getting on the pod. I'm glad I finally made it out here. And he's also been talking about joining my podcast as well. For those of you that don't know, I'm a host of the Hoops and Hangouts podcast. It's similar to this. I got together with my boy Mike. We also want to add other people. Well, we talk hoop, we talk all types of sports. We talk hoop, we talk baseball, we talk WNBA, we talk football. So we just really touch upon a lot of things, but with our main focus being basketball. So I'm just really excited to be on here with you guys. For real, I've been seeing y'all work. You feel me? And a lot of great jokes and conversations happening between y'all. So I'm glad to be a part of that. Check out Hoops and Hangouts podcast at Hoops and Hangouts Pod on YouTube, and on Instagram as well. All right, please tune in. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all follow, like, and subscribe to his pod, man. Some great content over there. Speaking of baseball, quick plug. Shout out to the New York Yankees.
You're nasty. You're nasty.
Me?
Yeah.
I just had to, the New York Yankees, are in the World Series, and they're losing, and they're losing right now 2-0. It is, I believe bottom of the second, or whatever the case is, top of the second. Doesn't matter. They're losing anyway. So shout out to the Yankees for disappointing New York City, because they had a lot to say when the Mets lost. And, my beloved Mets, we were able to get at least 2 games off the Dodgers. But that's neither here or there.
That's fair.
Judge has been looking like Aaron Gordon in a Yankee jersey. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Judge right now. He looks terrible. But, no sympathy here from me. So good luck to the Yankees, and welcome Juan Soto as a New York Met. Anyway.
I'm clipping that.
Anyway.
I'm clipping that.
It really all just comes down to whether George Steinbrenner Jr. wants to pay the boy, man. At the end of the day.
It's cheap ass.
Listen,
it's cheap ass.
Soto's going to go to the highest bidder. It doesn't matter if it's the Mets, Dodgers, whoever. It doesn't matter. The Giants doesn't matter. Yeah, he's going to go to the highest bidder. It's looking like it's going to be between Dodgers, Yankees, and Mets. Could be more teams. We'll see. But I do think the Mets are in prime position. They have cleared the books. You can tell that they've been doing that. And I think a lineup of him and Lindor and Vientos is pretty dangerous. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping we get him. But yeah, on to basketball. First week has officially started and went by, and man, we've had a lot of surprises coming out the gate. But first and foremost, I want to get Coop on this subject because the Miami Heat, shout out to Sean, our resident Miami Heat fanatic. He thinks Bam Adebayo is the best thing since sliced bread. But your first reactions, Coop, on what has been going on with the Heat. A lot of questions in the air right now, obviously with Jimmy Butler in the contract year. Had 3 points the other night, which seemed very odd of him.
First game of the season. Yep.
Yes, exactly. And just there's a weird sense of direction, in my personal opinion, of where Miami is going, because as a basketball historian, the Miami Heat are very known to go for it all. Most of the time that they've existed in their franchise's history. And this year, it kind of seems as if there is no direction. It's just kind of this, we're going to go with the flow and kind of see what we have, or, and don't get me wrong, Miami Heat are very good at finding talent and maximizing that talent to the best of their ability. Trust me, the Lakers fell for it twice. Okay, Kendrick Nunn and Gabe Vincent, and we have seen nothing like those guys, like they were in Heat jerseys. So, you guys are clearly doing something good over there. But, Coop, how do you feel about this year? How do you feel about coming out the gate? And what's your confidence level in this team?
I kind of talked about it earlier. I'm just saying, like, I just think we're just really locked in. I think everyone just came in another year under the belt. We got Terry Rozier last year. We've got Jaime Jaquez last year, who's been an emerging rookie. He struggled towards the end of the season last year. So I think we have a lot of really good pieces with Miami. But my biggest thing is always going to come down to health. If we healthy in the playoffs, I feel like we're always going to be there to compete. And we always catch teams by surprise, dating back all the way to the bubble. And 2 years ago in 2023, when we made it all the way to the finals. We have the best coach in the league, I think, or one of the best coaches in the league, who's a mastermind. So I'm always feeling comfortable anytime that we have, us in a playoff series. Just against any team, I'm always comfortable just because we have a great coach. As far as Jimmy, it's a contract year. I kind of get the sense out of this team, this having to be just kind of like the last chance for us to like really make a splash and really make our finals run and win the finals. Do I think we're going to do it yet? I still think we're a few pieces, maybe like 1 or 2 pieces away. I think we need more shooting, but I'm never going to count us out, in any series, in any season, because we do have such a great coach. Bam and Jimmy kind of got off to a rough start in that first game. Jimmy really didn't shoot that much. And my main issue sometimes with Jimmy is sometimes he takes a lot of time off. Sometimes it annoys me when they put him in the corner and having Tyler Hero and Nikola Jovic running a pick and roll all the time and leaving Jimmy out to play. I'm seeing certain changes with like LA this year, right? I'm seeing the ball is in mostly LeBron and AD's hands. Minnesota, you're going to see mostly the ball in Anthony Edwards' hands. For some reason, the Heat doesn't do that. For some reason, which is kind of like what annoys me with them. But I think overall we're just a good team. A lot of players on the team you're gonna see is gonna be really balanced. Tyler's gonna average his 20, Bam's gonna average his 20, Jimmy's gonna average his 20. But it's just really gonna come. I just know the playoff time is really when we're gonna shine the best and when we're gonna have those expectations for the most part. I just want to see how the continuity and the chemistry comes along. Having Rozier, we really didn't have a serviceable point guard last year, and Kyle Lowry, because he was older. And I just like Rozier in that point guard spot, his ability to facilitate, play make. And I'm seeing that a lot. Him and Bam in that pick and roll is really lethal. And I'm still waiting and seeing how we're going to compete against the rest of the teams. We got a big one against the Knicks tomorrow, so we'll see how we compete. Go ahead.
It's going to be interesting because obviously, you guys started out against the Magic, and then you beat the Hornets, and then you beat the Pistons. So, it's just obviously, you want to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. So it's going to be a real test to kind of see, okay, this is a second playoff team you're gonna be playing against tomorrow. what does that barometer look like? And
Yeah.
you could kind of test your talent, where you guys at, which is going to be interesting, man. Because I think the roster is missing something clearly, right? Like
we need to move Bam. We drafted Khalil Ware this year, and I don't even know where he's at, bro. Like,
yeah, and he had a great summer league, and he had a great preseason, and he has not seen the floor at all, if I'm mistaken. So, it's just interesting because again, I'm just confused as to like what direction is Miami going to go in. Like, is it going to be playing or lottery, or we're going to make trades to improve this team so we can be contenders, right? Because I just think having a guy like Bam and having a guy like Jimmy, and we all have seen Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. Like, he's a totally different person when it comes to winning time. It's just, as you said, he takes a lot of time off during the season, and then during the season as well, it seems as if they don't take it as seriously as they should. Unless they're gearing up for Boston or Philly. But yeah, it's just interesting to see.
I'm all about like allowing your young players to like develop and have those minutes and have the ball in their hands, but not when you at this level of like our dreams and aspirations for the season, right?
Yeah.
Like, Tyler Herro should not be handling the ball every game. He should not be running pick and pops with Nikola Jovic every game. Nikola Jovic needs to grow some fucking toughness too, because I like him as a player, but I feel like, there's a reason he doesn't play on Serbian summer team every year. Like, there's a reason why he doesn't get minutes every year. He could knock down a consistent three, but it's just like when I'm seeing them put like younger, smaller guards on him every play, and he's not taking advantage of that matchup, I'm just like, yo, what are we doing right now, bro? And we just lack the size right now. And I would love to see us make a move for like another big, and just I don't know who that big is now. Maybe Mitchell Robinson, because I know, the Knicks were looking to deal him too, but we just need a big, man. Move Bam to the floor. He's hitting more a 3-point shot. He's taking it more consistently. So,
I mean, Walker Kessler is a name out there, that's been dangling around the Lakers, the Knicks. Walker Kessler is a big, or even like a big like Nick Claxton would be serviceable enough to help out with Bam at least. So,
sure.
But yeah, I mean, the Heat definitely have some questions. It's going to be a big game tomorrow to kind of see where they're at against another contender, and that I'm pretty sure that's going to be a really good game. Jimmy and Bam will gear up for that for sure. Next team on the docket, we're going to go out west. So we're going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. And obviously the Lakers are sitting at 3-1. And damn, Ron, I thought you'd have a better reaction from that. And they look pretty good. Pretty unexpected, I would say. Kind of didn't think that this team was going to come out the gate on fire like that. So, Armani, what are your early thoughts on the Lakers coming out, starting at a 3-1 start, obviously losing last night to Phoenix in a very close game, which, they could have still won with LeBron struggling. So what are your thoughts early for the Lakers this season?
Well, I said it last week on the pod. I'm going to say it again this week. My team has turned into the Boys and Girls Club. You know what I'm saying? Last week was a beautiful moment. No, seriously, all seriousness aside, like last week was a beautiful moment to see Braun and Bronny grace the court together. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That's something that doesn't happen all the time. Like I know Ken Griffey and his son was both at the game, so it was only right. It was a great piece that's going to go down in history. We all going to tell our kids and all that stuff about that. But I thought we would be 0-4 by now. Seriously, man. I thought it was going to be 0-4, bro. Like, I felt like in the teams that we played, I feel like the only team we possibly could have beat was Minnesota, just because like they lost Cat and everything, and this was Randall's first game going in playing with Minnesota, and he didn't really look like in tune to what they was going on. Like Ant-Man was doing his thing, Gobert was trying to do his thing. DiVincenzo is just a sniper, so he just needs to shoot the ball. and we still found a way to get it done. I'm gonna just say, in this 4-game stretch of games that we played, there's been 2 players who actually been really who actually surprised me because I've been not too big of a fans of them recently, and that's Jackson Hayes, who I really can't stand, but he's been balling, he's been playing his role, and Rui Hachimura. Um, that brother has came out with some aggression, man. Like just him on the court, not relying on that mid-range jump shot, using his body to get to the basket. That's something that we need, especially hitting those timely threes when we need him to make it. But yeah, I didn't think that we was gonna be in this situation. I like the play calling, the play actions that we got going on, just the adjustments that we're having, and it's all credit to our coach, man. Like our coach is just a basketball geek. He's a nerd. Like didn't they say he was at like a car wash watching film and stuff like that? Like
yeah. Baron Davis said that he was at a
Baron
car
Davis,
wash.
yeah.
And he bumped into JJ, and he seen JJ on his laptop watching game film at the car wash.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
you know,
yeah, that's solid work. Well, at least you're not in the huddle saying go hard on them dudes and the loot. At least you're not saying
elite hamism. Yes.
And look how that's working out for him. Him and Terry and Prince in Milwaukee, not playing well. But
Milwaukee don't look good either.
They don't look good.
They don't. No.
But we've been doing all right. LeBron is just it's I don't know. Like I know Josh said that he was in our chat that he was Wash King. Then he proceeded to put up a triple-double, and then he had a night like last night where he was like damn near struggling to get the double digits. So it was just like is this the cliff that's like that started going down? Because like I remember when Kobe had that when he came back from injury, and it was like, hold on, like Kobe was shooting like, I hate to say it, like Eric be saying, tour dates, man. Like Kobe was shooting tour dates, and it was like, you know
bad.
what?
Yeah,
the time is coming. The time is coming. So it's like, is that time coming for LeBron? I don't know, but Anthony Marshawn Davis. Let's talk about that brother right now. DPOY
MVP candidate.
Said MVP. I was like
MVP. I've been jacking that MVP candidate this year.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you. You might be onto something with that, but he's been coming out and he's been balling, man. Like, he's been taking the threes, hasn't been falling, but getting to the basket, getting the mid-range game, and demanding the ball. Give AD the ball, and I would say that's that's like the key right now. If LeBron ain't getting it done,
he's averaging 30. He's averaging 33, 12, 3 blocks, 4 assists.
Yeah, that's some MVP numbers right there. I just hope that, and this is just with anybody, consistency, just and being able to stay on the court, because you know what they say about AD, glass man, can't stay on the court, street clothes, all that stuff, right? So as long as he can stay on the court and be consistent, and as long as we play well and we don't deal with that what's that word I'm looking for, man, I can't think of it. Every single year is something with the Lakers. Every single year, we're always fighting for a play-in spot and stuff like that. So if we can stay out of that controversy, out of those situations, and just like stay maybe possibly 4th, 5th in the West, then I would start to see JJ Redick get a nomination for Coach of the Year. Because I looked at y'all funny when y'all said that last year. On the last episode.
Remember, I bet it. I said JJ Coach of the Year, and I was like, whoa. I was like, nah, Coach of the Year.
Yeah, and then if AD
they projected the Lakers to miss the playoffs. I'm just saying. Yeah. So if he does anything more than that, you got to give him some type of credit there.
I still think a move needs to happen, because like I don't like the perimeter defense of our guards. We don't have any guards who can like just clamp up, can just like play some lockdown defense. And then also with the bigs as well too. I feel like we need another big. Jackson Hayes is serviceable from what I've seen so far, but like we need somebody else. Not C Pauls. You're not the answer, bro. You're not the answer. In fact, I want you off my team. But yeah, just some moves has got to be made. Gabe Vince got to get the hell out of here. He got to get off my team. I like what I'm seeing so far from Dalton Connect. I just wish he'd get more PT. But then again, we got like a lot of guards to go through. So, so far what I'm seeing pretty good. I just hope we could keep it up. That's all.
Yeah, my quick thoughts on it is I'm concerned about our bench. Our bench needs to get a little bit better. Obviously, Max Christie. Listen, there's 4 games in, but it is concerning a little bit. You know, as we thought he was gonna improve a little bit more than what he's been doing lately. I just think right now, like he's fighting for minutes between him and Dalton Connect, and I think you kind of have to lean to Dalton because Dalton has his need is actually like his need maximizes the offense for the Lakers. You know, obviously Christie's supposed to be looked at as a 3D guy. It's just weird that some of his laps seem questionable. Like it feels like the game is still a little bit too fast for him. And he's just trying to like get it all together. Obviously, like, as you said, Armani, I'll echo what you said about the bigs. Yes, I think, you know, we do need a big to spell AD. And then we got to make a trade. At the end of the day, you have D'Lo, who's an expiring contract. If you don't have any plans to re-sign him, you have to move him because you cannot replace that salary via free agency. So you're gonna have to trade him to get that assets back, and just figure out moving forward what you're gonna do. Because clearly,
are you moving Austin Reeves to the point?
We might have to.
Austin Reeves been hooping so far this year too.
It's been looking as if that's where they're going. The dude's averaging, I believe, 18 and 6. So he's putting in the work, right? But it's still early. It's very early. So I'm not gonna.
Why you got that look on your face, man? Why you got that look on your face, Josh? He playmaker. He made the play.
He just sounds like I need Dennis Schroeder.
No, we had him twice already. I think we okay. We all right.
It sound like you want D'Lo back in Brooklyn too.
These facts.
Need a bit of nostalgia or something?
Nah, I don't need that. You send him to another team. You send him to like the Magic or something. I don't know.
They got mad guards themselves.
Yeah, they got mad guards there. But yeah, all in all, I listen. The Lakers have been impressive to start out. Anthony Davis has been phenomenal these past few games, and you know we got to keep it going. We have a big test tomorrow, an undefeated team. We're playing against Cleveland, so going to be interesting to see how we come out against them after losing a nail biter last night, and we'll go from there and see what happens. But so far so good. Can't really complain about a 3-1 record right now. Moving on to the East. Let's go with the Brooklyn Nets. So the Brooklyn Nets obviously wait, can Josh, are you good? Because you're like you're in the Matrix right now.
Still?
Yeah, bro. You look mad foggy, son. That's why I texted you. I was like, yo, bro.
Yeah, sure.
This connection been going crazy all day, man.
Yeah, Sean Marks know what you're about to say. That's why. So obviously the Nets, they had a very impressive win the other day. Beating Milwaukee, which was not expected, but also it's Milwaukee's issues are starting to glare. It's rearing its head. And the Nets right now are up big, if I'm not mistaken, right now against the
we up 5 right now.
73-68.
Okay. Still. Having no business being up in that game against a team like the Denver Nuggets. But needless to say, Denver has some issues as well. But Josh, how do you feel about the Nets, man, and their approach this year? Obviously we got to witness, as we talked in the chat, we got to witness Ace, saw a couple of his games along with Dylan Harper and Cooper Flagg, man, and all three look promising. So, what you got going on? What are your thoughts about the Nets this year?
My thoughts about the Nets, I'm gonna just get this out the way. Cam Thomas, you're phenomenal. You're here. You're a star. And this is what I signed up for. I just want to see Cam get buckets, and nothing else mattered. But here's the thing: everything else is mattering now. The coach is good. Dennis Schroeder playing like he's playing. I don't know. It's just things are clicking, and just a year too early, But the Nets do look good, even though we're 1-2, which is kind of crazy. We in every game, we was in the game with the Magic. We was in the game with we're in the game right now with the Nuggets. We beat the Bucks. It's just like The Bucks one felt good because we do own a pick. So if that's the game we have to win those games. Let's help them implode themselves but the Nets look too good, man. I think we hired Spo. I was telling these guys earlier, man. I think we hired like Spo or something. Like I don't know what's going on. This is. I'm not used to my coach making sense. You know, going through Jock Vaughn and Steve Nash. It's a difference now. It's a difference now. So, and fun move on. I was at the Nets game, the home opener. I met Sean Marks, man. I shook his hand. And I told him, I was like, yo, yeah, like, thank you for trading so fast McHale, man. He smiled. He smiled. He smiled. I kid you not. My girl, you know, we wasn't thinking because we didn't know he was going to come. I wish I recorded it. But, yeah, I told him that. True story. So he knows what's up.
Oh, man. Not the janky shot, Mikal Bridges. That's crazy.
Man, he took a shot at us with the Wu-Tang thing, man. Took a shot at us. So I don't care.
Wait, what you mean with the Wu-Tang thing?
You
What he
didn't watch
You see the commercial?
You didn't
I
see the
did, but
commercial?
what did he say? I don't remember what
he was like, I do play in New York, and the guy was like, you know what I really mean.
You know what I
Oh,
mean. Come on,
my
man.
God.
He said, yeah, that's
That's
cute.
what we doing?
He said, yeah, that's cute.
Like,
Yeah, he said that's cute. I was like, I bet. All right.
yeah.
Cool.
But speaking of
Yeah, that's mine.
that other team, but yeah, I think, listen, real quick, I think the Nets are primed to get one of those three guys out the draft. And
Even
it's gonna be
VJ,
scary.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, VJ's
from
good
Baylor.
too.
Mhm.
Cool with that.
Yeah. And obviously, as NCAA basketball starts to pick up in about a week or so, there's going to be some players that we don't or not on the scene are going to pop out and really going to show out and
Like,
be on
Kid
some
from
radars.
not from Brooklyn. The kid from New York. Boogie Flynn. Great
Boogie
debut.
Flynn,
Yeah.
Ian Jackson.
Ian Jackson,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So like obviously, Harper, Flag, and Ace are like the three-headed, like, but like there are some really good talent in this draft coming up this year, and that's why a lot of teams are. It's going to be interesting as we get past the trade deadline and teams get to assess. Okay, where are we? Where do we stand? What chances do we have of actually like making some noise in the playoffs, or do we just sit back and
It's gonna be
get
nasty,
one of
bro.
the
It's gonna be stupid,
there's
man.
gonna be some like crazy obvious tanking going on, and yeah, it's gonna be very fun and hilarious to watch for sure. I mean, if you look at it, like for instance, the Hawks have the Lakers 2025 first rounder, right? So like some things can shake up over there, because again, this draft this year in particular,
Own pick, right?
Huh?
The Hawks are on their own pick, right? This year?
No.
The Spurs own it, right?
The Spurs own their pick.
Yeah, Spurs own
Yes.
it, yeah.
Yeah, so they can't take. They like, yo,
Yeah.
whatever.
they got to go at it. So, but yeah, going to be interesting to see. On to the next team, the New York Knicks, and
Oh yeah,
man, there's been a lot of questions around the Garden, and fans are getting kind of impatient already.
I mean, what you expect? Like, come on, bro.
They said championship or bust, and this is the expectation. So, Eric, Knicks sitting at 1-2 right now. How do you feel about the Knicks this season, this early? Obviously, with the Mikal Bridges thing, game one was first half. He was
The first
First
quarter
half-
was bricking.
I don't know who he was in the first half.
welcome to the experience, bro.
And then from the second half of that game until last night, he was shooting the ball well.
Yeah.
What about that defense?
That's what I was going to get into, because the defense, Josh, he likes to send these stats every now and then. And, if you look at
There's
the
a reason
defensive
why
stats, the
not
Knicks
worried about
are
that.
sitting. The Knicks are sitting second to last in the NBA, right above the Washington Wizards as the worst defense in the league, albeit having Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby as their two prolific wing stoppers that they're supposed to have, and evidently it didn't look that way to start off. So, Eric, give me a quick synopsis of how you feel coming out the gate with the Knicks and expectations going forward, because now it's early, but there is you can raise some eyebrows.
First of all, I'm not gonna get way too overreacting. I'm not worried about it yet. Um, it's only 3 games. First game was a blur because you're playing against the Celtics. They're at home, ring night, and there was bombing threes left and right. Like they literally shot 61 threes and almost shot half of them. So Celtics, they're another stratosphere. Besides the last game against the Cavaliers last night, the fourth quarter, they allowed the Cavaliers to score 34 points. In that quarter, the first 3 quarters, they were basically moving the ball. The spacing was just insane at how wide open the spacing is from up in the paint. But I would like to see changes. I need to see how the offense run through Karl Anthony Towns instead of Brunson. Just because, listen, it's been the last couple of years saying fans about rumbling about Brunson ball hogging at certain points. I do agree, but most of the time it's like, okay, that was their the only viable offense. But now with the addition of Cat, he should be automatically getting at least 19 to 20 touches a game. There's no reason why he should be averaging 9 shots a game, knowing that he can put up 25 and 10 easy. So that's the reason why I'm like more leading towards running the offense through Towns, just at least get him involved, screening rolls, the pick and roll, dumping off into the paint, just get him involved more in the offense. Defensively, I'm not worried. I know that like 29th in defense efficiency. I'm not worried about that because they're gonna clean that up. They've been doing that every year under Tibbs. So, but because he normally has a 20 game barometer of where this team is. So right now it's too early for that. He'll get that cleaned up by
You also got to
by
see how they
December.
look. You also got to see how they look when Mitchell Robinson comes back too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then,
So he's
then Mitchell Robinson comes
Mitchell
back.
Robinson
He gets
and
slotted at the
Precious.
4, because Cat don't like playing the 5 too. You don't like playing the big man.
So yeah, so also Precious, he's out. So once you get him back and get Mitchell Robinson back, then I'll have a good synopsis of okay how this team can gel defensively. As far as right now, I'm not worried. It's 3 games. I know they got a long road trip ahead at Miami, at Detroit this week. So right now they're still trying to mesh and gel together and just figure things out chemistry wise, but I'm not worried.
Yeah, I agree. And like normally teams like that,
Ernest, you muted.
Together. Oh,
No, go ahead, Coop. Go ahead.
I was gonna say normally, like when you put a whole new team together, you normally see that it takes time for them to start winning. We saw it in the Suns last year. Now the Suns look a lot better. We saw it in Minnesota, even when they first traded for Rudy Gobert, it took them a year to like build that chemistry. So you just got to give things like that time. You know, they have the pieces. Like defense, I'm not worried about the Knicks defense because they have OG and Mikal Bridges, who are 2 really good perimeter defensive players. And once Mitchell Robinson comes back, that's just gonna slot Cat in his real position, and then he'll be able to just be the anchor on defense. Cat has really never really been a shot blocker like that in that way. You feel me? So I think the Knicks will be fine. They just got to develop that chemistry. But I do think Cat should be I do think Cat should be the 1A because he is a little bit more of the more gifted and like offensive talent. You know, Brunson, he's a bit undersized, you know, so like that, they're also going to have to deal with that, you know. Other teams are going to start putting bigger players on Brunson. So like that's also something to think about, you know. So Cat is going to have to.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, the only issue I have is, well, not issue, concern I have is Tibbs not going to say if he's equipped, but is Tibbs going to lean that way? Because we've seen Tibbs be very stubborn in his style, and this is how he's going down with the ship no matter what. And I just it's hard for me to believe that in the middle of the year he's going to be like, all right, scrap everything we've been trying to do. We're going to run the offense through
Well, he has changed up the last couple of years his offensive philosophy. So I can see I can see Tibbs like really making that move because they're dead last in 3-point attempts and they have to like get that number up. And I think that he's gonna have to like he's gonna have to take a look at it, take a look at the numbers, and see what the best options are.
But I also think like running the offense through Cat, you're gonna have to spell him defensively then, because you're asking him to be the primary rim protector, right? And then also you want him to be the 1A on offense. I don't know if that's a recipe for success. So I mean, we'll see if Cat's up to the challenge, right? If he can take that leap. But I think first and foremost, they have to iron this out.
Yankees took the lead, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
Volpe with a grand slam. It'll take some time, but I can definitely see him making that move. Because Karl Anthony Towns, he can average 25 and 10 easy. So also it'll take some pressure off of Brunson.
I do have a question. What do you think about OG? You know, him being the highest paid player on the team. You know, I mean, he's averaging 11 points so far.
Oof. 200 mil for 11. Oh,
he's
4 rebounds.
The reason why they paid him because of his defense. His offense is more of a bonus.
That's different. Okay.
I mean, if you go back to last year, they were once he got into the lineup, it was 20-3 with him on the lineup, or 26-5 with him in the lineup.
That's true.
I mean, if he would have gone to the Sixers, then
yeah,
it would have been a different story.
I just like to see him hit the 3-point shot a little bit more consistently. I don't know how he's been shooting it. I mean, the last 2 games he's been playing a lot better. First game he wasn't really.
But Julius Randle's heading to the locker room. Yeah.
Ooh.
By the way. But
I just want to say this, right? I know I'm gonna come off as a hater. My only problem with the Knicks is Mikal, bro. His defense is not as good. That's all I'm saying. His offense will be there, but the defense is not as good as we saw 4 years ago on the Suns. And I know people said it's different because, you know, in Brooklyn, he was the number 1 guy. Even with that, the fall off is crazy. You can't fall off like that and be a 0 on defense. And I've seen it in the first couple of Knicks games where people are actively trying to look for him to score on him. Like that's just concerning.
Yeah, Mikal is again, I just think they're all just trying to find their footing and figure out what's going on. They're clearly experimenting. They're not fully healthy, obviously, there as well. So I mean, but ultimately they should be better. They should be better. But moving on, as we get into real quick, in-season tournament, right? And the in-season tournament courts have been revealed. Can we pull up the courts if possible, please? I mean,
Eric, you got that?
Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
Got it.
It's very. It's not. They don't look the same, but it's very.
The color schemes are similar.
Yeah, the color
schemes are similar.
Yeah, they added the city backdrops to everything, to every team, and obviously, look, the in-season tournament as a whole, I think it is a. Am I fully bought in? No, but it is an interesting. It's an interesting event happening for the league, and obviously they're trying to dabble into something new, to garner more more viewership. Obviously, they're doing this in the middle of football season, and college football season and all that stuff. So I get it. I understand. I just, and obviously the Lakers won it last year. It was very competitive, but it wasn't fun after. We fell off a cliff after that, right? So it gives more of a feel, of more of a playoff feel, obviously, during the season. But it's interesting. It's just interesting to me. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, so the concept about the in-season tournament, like at first it was a head scratch to everybody. Like even some NBA players didn't even know what was going on. They just knew they was playing for prize money. That was it. They didn't understand the group play, none of that. And as a fan, I didn't understand none of that either. I just knew that there was some games on the schedule that said in-season tournament that had crazy courts that looked like this. But I will say, we got some really competitive games out of it. And one game that come to mind was that Pacers and Boston Celtics game. That game was like that game reminds me
and I think
of,
the Pacers and Bucks too was really competitive, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah, it was.
Kings Golden State.
Yeah, Kings Golden State. Yep. That Pacers and Boston game reminds me of, like, it was kind of like Steph Curry's when he had that stand game at the Garden. That's kind of what it reminded me of, because like all eyes was on Halliburton when it came when it came down for that game. For Halliburton, just the Pacers in general. After that, they was calling Halliburton the point guard. He was getting like 20 assists a game, like kind of like some insane stats like that. But I will say it did give us some great content, some great quality games. And as we sit here and look at the court, just like when I see the designs the other day, like my biggest thing is like, and this is the same question that's on everybody's mind. Why can I put the NBA Finals logo and the Finals trophy on the court for the NBA Finals? That's just my biggest thing, because like watching the NBA Finals the past couple years, like it doesn't give off finals. You watch the Lakers and Celtics back in 2008 with that big trophy in the middle, it gave finals. But now the past couple of years, especially with the quality of the NBA Finals, like it looks like I'm just watching a game on League Pass, just on ESPN or ABC, whatever channel the finals come on, because like the court doesn't signify finals. Y'all got a big YouTube logo on it. I get it. Sponsorship is the way to go. Y'all trying to make money and all that stuff. But like y'all can do that. Y'all can do these courts, but can't just put a trophy on the court. Now, somebody told me, oh, well, it got to be built in or whatever. Or no, sorry, it's a sticker or something that they do. They can do that.
At least putting the playoff logo back in the court.
Something. It don't give off that feeling that you're actually right, Coop. It don't give off that feeling that you actually watching a playoff game just in general, because it don't signify that. But just some of these courts is cool. But like another thing I was gonna say is remember when they went to the final game, the Lakers and the Pacers? I don't know about y'all, but my eyes were hurting watching that game.
Yeah. Because like the court was offset from the Lakers colors. It just looked bad.
It was red. It was red and purple, and plus like the dimness in the arena, like it had that dark effect, kind of like how the Garden how the Garden has it, and how Crypto has it, like where all the attention's on the court, but like it just messed with my eyes, man. It looked like somebody created a court in 2K and you playing Pro Am, and you're like, bro, I don't know what's going on right now, bro. But that's just I hope that they took that in consideration. And I mean, as you can see, some of these courts don't look bad at all, to be honest with you. But I just hope that when it gets to that final game, hopefully they come out with something that has like a smoother contrast, for the viewers watching at home. So
yeah,
issue. Go ahead, Coop. No, go. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, just my one comment. My issue just with some of these courts, like when you look at like a lot of like the darker colored ones, don't they kind of look a little dirty? Like, tell me not. Like once they're playing on it a little bit, like on TV, it just looked like for the purple. I felt like there was a few times we watched the Phoenix Suns during the in-season tournament. I felt like their court looked mad dirty just from like
He probably just saw all the footprints. Like,
Yeah, from all the footprints. I'm like, yo, this does not look good at all, bro. Like it's an eyesore seeing that shit. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it is weird. Obviously, you know, we got the jerseys too, so we'll see how the contrast will look on the floor.
Jersey horrendous, man.
Yeah. This year's jerseys, I am not happy about whatsoever. I think this is the worst collection we've seen, except for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies one's fire.
As Eric, as you going through some of them courts, I ain't gonna lie, that Suns court is fire. My favorite color is orange. But I seen the Lakers City jersey, and I low-key had to take back what I said because they kind of look all right. But the rest of them
I'm still not a fan.
The rest of them joints is hot garbage.
But I think that goes back to, because I heard somebody talk about, like, especially with the in-season tournaments, they tie it in with the city jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
I heard somebody say, yo, just go back to the throwback courts. Remember how the courts used to look back then? The throwback courts, the throwback jerseys. It's easy. You know?
Like, remember, I said, like, what they should do is like with the All-Star game. Just for the All-Star, same thing for the All-Star game, instead of making all these weird jerseys, just have them wear every year, like start from the beginning of the franchise, whatever. And every year you just update. Okay, like every year it's just you go 1990s, whatever, and then like whatever their next jersey was after that is the following year. So that way, like, you bring the nostalgia back. And on top of that, like, these are what the fans been asking for. Like, the Grizzlies that they wore the other day, the Vancouver Grizzly jerseys, like, those jerseys look fire. They look fire. Toronto was wearing the Vince Carter jersey. Yeah, they're wearing the Vince Carter purple joints. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bring back those. Like, I want to see, for the Lakers, right, the 60th anniversary, where like the Showtime Lakers, like, you know, or not even that. The one, what you call it? Not the MPLS. It's like the French blue. Yeah,
with the stars. It says Lakers with the stars. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bring these jerseys back. The Knicks, like the '90s Knicks jerseys. We haven't seen those.
Yeah,
and since the last time they won,
with the black trim on the sides.
Yeah, like the Spreewell joints. Like, so you know what I mean? Like, bring those back. The Nets, like,
we had that like 3 years ago. The Dr. J joints.
Yeah, but like bring back the gray,
bring the white joint, the white J-Kid joint.
Yeah, bring back the gray ones. You know what I'm saying? Or the navy blue joints. Like,
one problem with that. Some of those jerseys say Jersey.
That's true. I mean, there could be cities that say Brooklyn.
You know?
Yeah, just say Brooklyn. Yeah. Or just keep it like Nets, whatever.
Yeah.
I know it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, don't hit the same. It's like, just put Nets.
Yeah, we just put Nets, whatever. But like, you know, I would love to see the old Miami with the black font with the T that's you know what I mean, like the red,
like red, the Tim Hardaway days.
The Tim Hardaway days, like those. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring those back, because like that's very nostalgic, and the style back then, like, you can't, like, I would love to see Milwaukee come back out with the deer jersey like that. Those jerseys are tough. The Sixers, the black with the
yes,
you know what I mean, like
Allen Iverson joint. I thought they wait. Exactly. I thought he was supposed to come out with that this year.
They're not.
Next year.
The Rockets with the cartoon rocket.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring those back, man, because like it was just great design. And I think now with the updated stuff, it'll look even better. So, like, if you're gonna do in-season tournament, like in-season tournament, like, all right, cool. You want to do the courts? That's fine. But like, bring back the old jerseys. Like, I want to see the Cavs with the with the Sean Clump Cavs. You know, with the V that was the net.
The baby blue joints.
And I feel like when LeBron was there, they was wearing throwbacks on the regular. Cavs joints, everything. I'm like, yo,
for no reason.
Remember the orange? Remember the orange?
With the burgundy and gold stripe, that jersey.
Yeah,
they had some jerseys for Braun. It's like, yo, come on, and this is Cleveland.
Yeah.
Damn. Word. Cleveland stray. That's crazy. But next subject I want to get into the team that you're the most surprised the team that surprises oh my God, I can't speak. The team that surprised you the most, and what player has surprised you the most. You can also do, if you don't have any surprising ones, you can also do what teams had disappointed you the most coming out the gate. Josh, we're gonna go with you first.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm surprised by him, but I just want to shout him out, man, because he's arrived. Paolo,
Yo,
I'm not surprised because I've been whispering to some people that I text. I don't know if I said it to Ernest and y'all in the chat, but I said like a year ago, 2 years. I'm like, it kind of looks like somebody, but I don't want to say it because some people will kill me if I say it out loud.
Say it.
Say it.
so you look like Braun. Just say it.
He looked like a combination of Braun and Melo. Like something, I'm just like, yo, what's going on? Who is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And I just love his game a lot. So I'm not really surprised. I just want to give him a shout out, Paolo. He's here. He's coming this year to stamp his name in the game. But the team I'm most disappointed with is the Nuggets. I'm not gonna lie. Even though it's early, it's early, but it's the way they look against bad teams. It's just like you have the best player in the world, and it's looking like this. I don't like what I'm seeing at all from them. The bench production is horrible. The shooting around them is horrible, especially when Jamal Murray and MPJ are not getting to go, and it's just all around bad right now.
Well, you know what's actually funny? I seen this on Twitter, and I forget who posted it, but somebody said that they're following the Lakers timeline, and what I mean by that is they win the title.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah,
they win the title. The second year they lose KCP, and the third year they add Russ.
Crazy, bro.
Oh, it is crazy how that lines up, though. It's wild, like how that lines up. But like I want to preface by saying,
hold on, Ernest, not to interrupt you. Shouts out to Lloyd Banks in the chat.
We got Lloyd Banks in the chat. Shout out
Lloyd Banks in the chat.
Lloyd Banks. Shout out to you, Lloyd Banks.
Come on, this is the real Lloyd Banks.
Yes, this is the real Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, shout out to Lloyd Banks.
This on fire, Lloyd Banks.
Lloyd Banks in the chat. Shout out to him.
Here is burning hot. We on fire. It's Lloyd Banks.
Let's go.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, shout out to Lloyd Banks, man. Appreciate you, man. Salute, Lloyd. Wow. But I mean, yeah, man. I think. Listen, like I want to preface by saying that the Nuggets' struggles are not. They're not Russell Westbrook's. Like it's not him. Like it's not. He's not the one to blame for all of this. No. You know what I'm saying? So like,
management's the one to blame for all that. They
absolutely
let KCP go, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green. Like
exactly.
They want to. So
it's just like you can't try to be a contender and be cheap. Like it doesn't work that way. And obviously, unfortunately, because the way social media is, they're gonna bring up Russ's lowlights, and then they're gonna say this is the reason why the Nuggets are struggling. Listen, I've been there. Okay, I've been there. We're gonna go with Eric. What is your most disappointing team, surprise team, and surprise player?
I'm gonna start with surprise. The Cleveland Cavaliers, 4-0. They're averaging.
That's gonna end tomorrow, though. Don't worry about that. But yeah, go ahead.
They're averaging over 120 points per game. Impressive win last night against the Knicks. They kept everyone, and they basically swapped out Bernie Bickerstaff for Kenny Atkinson, and for some odd reason they look different. The offense looks way better. Last year they ranked 16th in the middle of the pack in offense. Right now they're third. They're top 5 in offense. They just overall look better. I know it's early. It's 4-0, but we'll see. Let's see how they fare down the line, like Christmas, January, February trade deadline. See how they. I want to see how they fare against the Boston Celtics. More importantly, because that's the cream of the crop in the NBA right now.
What's interesting about the Cavs, real quick, is that they've been running the offense more through Evan Mobley. which is
Yeah.
interesting to see. You know,
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know how long term this is going to be, but it's looking good so far. Yeah.
All right. So as far as my disappointing team, I don't know.
You wanted to come
I
back?
had more. I
Go ahead,
actually
go
I
ahead, go
thought
ahead.
actually the Indiana Pacers, which
Mm.
because coming off last year's run through the NBA Cup and then through the playoffs, into the conference finals, you figured that they will at least build off that momentum. Tyrese Halliburton has not played well to start the season. They lost
Somebody
last night
smell
to the
my
Magic.
breath.
Yeah, he had a donut against my Knicks. I love that, seeing that live.
Mhm.
I don't know, but it feels like they're missing something. They're
They gotta.
they're about like bottom 5 in 3-point shooting percentage, or 20%. That's not their game. They should be up there in scoring and field goal percentage, but and plus their defense is still the same. They haven't improved. So slow start, 1-3. We'll see. And also they gave up a 50 burger to Paulo last night in Orlando.
Which what's interesting about them, with it's weird that they're struggling to score the ball with the likes of Miles Turner, who's offensively centric type of center. Obviously, Pascal Siakam, and you got Halliburton. I think they have to move on from Benedict Mathurin. It's either
Really?
because I think him
and Aaron Naismith will play the same
Him-
the same position.
But him, Naismith, and Nemhard are all guards that particularly are trying to score the ball.
Mm.
And it's too many to me. There's just too many cooks in the kitchen that's just trying to get their own. Hence why I think you also this is why you see maybe Hallie struggle a little bit offensively, because he's trying to just feed the guys the ball and all that stuff. But like, I don't know. Like, I think they have to consolidate a little bit there.
I think
my other thing. Oh, you know.
I'm gonna just say this real quick. I just think with Mathurin is kind of weird, especially that you're thinking that they should move on, because it's kind of too early. Because remember, he was hurt last year.
Yeah, he missed the playoffs.
Going
last
to the
year.
playoffs, missed the playoffs. So it's like you would want him to try to get him to fit in as much as possible, and then see what you got from there. But go ahead.
Question: do y'all know when Mathurin was drafted? Like what place he was drafted in?
He was
a first round
Mathurin
pick.
drafted like two years ago.
I think it was like either
3 years ago?
He was top 10, right?
I want to say outside the lottery.
Let me check. Hold on.
He was. I'm looking at it right now.
Or at the end of the lottery or something like that.
He was
he was
2022. 2022 first round pick 6.
He was a sixth pick.
He's a sixth pick.
He's a top 10 pick
off the bench.
Top 10 pick.
For a top 10 pick, you don't have him coming off the bench. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it is like, what are you doing with him? Like, what is your plan with him? How do you expect him to develop? As a top 10 pick. So it's just,
I don't think Carlisle likes him.
But then again, it's Rick Carlisle's your head coach, so
yeah. He's had his runnings with his past players.
Like all respect to what Indiana did last year during that playoff. But I'm not putting on my cards on Andrew Nemhart and Naismith. There's a reason why the Boston Celtics got rid of him, right? Yo, go with your top 10 pick, bro. So it's just like I don't know what they're doing with that, bro. I'm just confused.
And that's one thing I noticed with the Pacers. I was watching them a couple, like 2-3 games from them. It was weird until like the last game. They had Nemhard kind of initiating the offense more than Halliburton. It was just like, why are we putting Halliburton to the side on the corner?
And he was, and as you know, Halliburton's not that aggressive on offense.
So like that was just questionable stuff. Like I'm like, Halliburton proved that he could get this whole offense going, but you're like, nah, let me just try to see what I could do with Nemhard. It was like, so when you said that on Coop about the guys like Nemhard and Naismith, they trying to make them focal points. It was like, I see it. in those games, and it's kind of crazy that Rick Carlisle is doing that, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. And again, like I've watched a couple Pacers games, and I'm seeing how aggressive Benedict is, but then he's also not getting the minutes consistently. So I'm just like, I think they got to move off of him.
Effect,
you
man.
know,
they treat him like a Mingo over there.
Yeah. Speaking of Jonathan Kuminga, he's being benched tonight. He got benched, which is going to shake up some stuff out there in the Bay.
And he didn't get a contract extension.
Yeah.
But Moses Mooney did.
Armani, we're going to go with you with our give me your surprising team. Give me the most disappointing and surprising player.
Surprising team. I gotta go with the Lakers, man. I got to. It's surprising. It is. What y'all thought I was gonna go? Y'all thought I was gonna go with somebody else? It's surprising, man. As a fan, not that type of fan. Let me just, when you say the word fan, you gotta just be, you gotta emphasize what type of fan.
Everybody ain't Kendrick fans. Relax.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But nah, it's actually really surprising this for just to start, because like I said in the beginning, I didn't think we was gonna beat Minnesota. I didn't think we was gonna come back down 20 against Phoenix. Then Phoenix is known for blowing leads and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't think we was gonna be all right. In terms of surprising player, I'm gonna have to go with Jason Tatum. Last week we had Polo Keeve on the pod, and we was going through our MVP predictions, and he named Tatum. And my rebuttal to just this idea of being Tatum was like, well, Tatum got to make me hate him. You know what I mean? And not like hate him in like in terms of not showing up on parlays and stuff like that. Like Tatum got to be an asshole. Like Tatum is too nice.
He's too nice. He is.
He's too
great
nice.
Parents. He was raised
right. Right. Yeah.
He's got to have like Ant-Man attitude.
Type. Right. And it seems like his boy JB got that. His JB going gun for that, But to see the way Tatum came out that first game on a heater, and it was a little bit concerns about the jump shot and everything. That thing was falling.
Yeah.
That thing was falling. And then it was I think they played the Wizards the next game when he was giving Alex R the business, So
and then he followed up in Detroit. was bugging out in Detroit.
Right. So, Tatum is looking like a front runner for MVP. So it was very surprising. And especially like Boston most likely is going to be the best team again this year, and I think we got to go back to, if giving the MVP the award who's on the best team for a reason, because they're the most valuable player, right? So Tatum was definitely most surprising so far. And then in terms of disappointing team, I'm a follow Josh on this one. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets, man. I didn't think they was gonna be this bad, and they almost lost to Toronto last night in OT. If Murray don't hit that layup to send it to OT, so and it was also kind of predictable as well
bench.
too. They ain't got no bench. They lost their role players. Jokic said it the other day. Like, we don't really got shooters outside of Porter Jr. and Murray. Ain't no really shooting. They trying to give Christian Braun this role, but like, he's an energy guy. He feeds off what everything else is doing. Him and Peyton Watson. So just it's been, and especially like they're down against a Nets team who doesn't have any aspirations of winning games this season. So it's just very weird, and I would say Nuggets has been disappointing so far.
All right. Coop, give me your most surprising team, most disappointing, and most surprised player.
I gotcha. So my most surprising team, I'm gonna have to go with if you guys, for the people that been watching my pod, if you guys watch my pod, I've been very high on the Orlando Magic this year. And I think they could really be a surprise team that could really surprise a lot of people going into the playoffs. My biggest reason for saying that, KCP. He won a chip with the Lakers, played that pivotal role as a 3-and-D guy on the Lakers when they won in the bubble. On the Nuggets, he played that pivotal role as a 3-and-D guy to help them get their first championship. So I think just the addition of just KCP just being that 3-and-D guy who can lock up, play the best player on any team is like a huge X factor for them. I think Jalen Suggs is a dog. You know, he plays real hard. He damn near fouled out in the first half against the Heat in that first game of the season because he was just playing so damn hard. So like I think the Magic and then the emergence of Paolo Banchero. I've always been high on him. He's did something his rookie season that no one has ever done. Averaging like 25, like 5 and 5, like as a rookie. Like
and
that was
nobody talks about it.
And nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about it.
Super underrated rookie season that no one talks about. Like only 5, I forgot the 5 players, but only 5 players in the history of the NBA has put up that type of stat line in their rookie season. I think LeBron,
Tyreke Evans.
Yup, Luka, I think is in that, in that conversation. So I'm real high on the Magic, man. Mostly because their defense and Coach Mosley's a really solid coach. And then the Wagner boys, so we got them too. As far as my disappointing team, I'm gonna just throw 2 names out there so far. I'm gonna throw the Philadelphia 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks out there so far. I feel like any team that got Giannis and Dame Lillard, you should be playing a lot better than they have shown, regardless of whatever role players you got. Giannis, I feel like he kind of like flatlined and teams kind of figured him out a little bit, and he hasn't really evolved his game by adding a 3-point shot to his game. Dame Lillard, you know what you're gonna get from him. And then I just think Chris Middleton, him, and that's part of the reason why I also mentioned Philly, just like the injuries and Chris Middleton not being able to stay healthy. Like if you're starting out the season and they already not after like a long preseason and they already not showing up, it's just like where you go from here at this point, honestly. So I'm gonna say Philly and Milwaukee are my 2 disappointing teams. As far as a surprise player, hold on, I gotta pull this up. Hold on, I'm gonna go. Honestly, super underrated player that we haven't seen in so long. I'm gonna go with LaMelo Ball, man. He's been cooking. He's been going crazy.
LaMelo.
So far, he's averaging 31 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, damn near a triple-double. So I just like to see, how soon we forget, just think 2 years removed from his All-Star season. If he's able to stay healthy, sky's the limit. And you could possibly see the Charlotte Hornets in that playing spot too.
They were 2 years ago too.
Yeah, they were.
It's all on him. All on LaMelo because he just got to stay healthy. That's the biggest thing because like I like that duel between him and Brandon Miller, and averaging 30 points and all that's great and all, but like you got to stay on the court. And then also on top of that, just mature, just being mature as well too, And I when I say the word mature, I think of somebody like Ant who still kind of gets that question mark around his name as far as like matureness, but like we starting to see it, like him just being vocal as a leader. Like remember last year, he was on the bench. He was like, "Yo, Cat, you got to stop fouling, bro." And this dude is 22. Saying to somebody who's been in the league for what I believe going on 9 years. Cat draft 2015. Around that time. So like he's telling who's supposed to be the star player of the team, like, "Yo, you got to stop fouling." And remember, like last week there was a report that came out in terms of like Julius Randle trying to fit in. He was like, "Yo, like we gonna fit around you. You don't try to fit in with us." So I just bring that back to LaMelo, like just the matureness that we just gotta see, hopefully. And I'm not saying like he, like be media trained and be a robot, just a little bit better. And because we see videos of him like running red lights and stuff like that. Like come on, bro. Like
he's
come
still
on,
a kid,
man.
bro. Yeah,
still a kid. You still a kid. You know what I'm saying? But
he still think he in a reality show type shit. So.
Right. You combine that and just with the injuries, like we want LaMelo on the court because he could do some amazing things. Like he's a highlight reel. That game with him and Trae Young the other night.
Trae Young, they was going bar for bar,
back and forth.
You see what I'm saying? So like he's must watch TV. When he's playing. So come on.
Yeah,
they recommended that he wear ankle braces every game.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah,
they did. And it's you know it's the same regiment that Steph went through with his ankle issues in the past. So I think it'll go well. LaMelo's been phenomenal to start the season. For me, my most disappointing team, you know, it's the Milwaukee Bucks. I said it all along that this team was a playing team, and you know, people told me otherwise, and they've been subpar to say the least. Giannis and Dame not really clicking, or if they are clicking, the pieces around them aren't. It's just a weird dynamic going on over there, and obviously dealing with, you know, they don't know this. Well, there's no timetable for Chris Middleton's return, and then it's just banking on him alone to me just seems very. It's like that's a question mark in itself. So, and you know, he did whatever he could, you know, in the Indiana series last year to try to get them, you know, over the hump, because he showed out. But if your success relies solely on him, that's a problem. And I think, you know, with a year, with a full summer that Doc has had, Doc gets a crazy pass. I don't understand why, but you know, for his shortcomings, I've never seen someone live off a one championship. For like it's just I don't understand. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks there. Surprising team, honestly. This is gonna be a doozy, but for me, it's the Clippers. I didn't think the Clippers were going to be this competitive. I didn't think the Clippers were, you know, it's with all of it's going on around that team this year, and obviously with the Kawhi situation and the lawsuit that's pending with them and that mess, and then, you know, you got the James Harden thing going on. It's just I didn't. The talent obviously isn't as good as it once was, but I really thought, looking at this roster, I said, man, this roster is musty. Like this roster is not good. And they competed extremely well. And they're going to be one of those teams that middle February, and these guys are going to just still try to fight and play hard. And they're going to catch some teams lacking during the season. So very surprising for me is the Clippers.
They got a home court advantage now too.
Yeah. Yo, that building looks incredible, yo. I actually want to take a trip to go there, man.
No, yes, I plan to go to Los Angeles and go to a Clipper game.
Yo, yeah, yo, and you know the crazy thing about it? You know what's crazy about it? Yo, the tickets won't be $20 either, man. They won't be.
Yeah,
they will not be. Because I see my first Clipper game. Yo, that looks crazy. That looks like if you fall, it's over for you, bro. Like, you see how steep it is, man. And
like a college game.
The crazy thing, I seen it. They said those tickets you can't find like on a website. Those tickets you can't resell them. So if you in that zone, you standing up the whole game cheering for the Clippers with Steve Ballmer.
Yep.
Say what you want. That man loves his team.
Listen, I see the once the Clippers get whatever juju and once they exercise whatever demons that they got, later down the line, there's going to be stars that's going to want to play there. One, because of
especially at new arena. Hell yeah.
Yeah, the new arena, it gives a college feel. So like, you know what I mean?
See what KD and D Book said?
Yeah.
About the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
KD said that's the best arena that he's ever played.
And that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Remember, the wall is only on one side. If I was Steve Ballmer, both sides. I'm making the wall on both sides. because listen, as an opponent, I can choose what half I can start and end the game with. I can choose what side of the court. So obviously, if I'm the road team, I'm not. And the first half, I'll take the wall in the first half.
Yeah.
But in the second half, I need to be in front of my bench.
That's a great idea.
There's no wall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, if I'm Steve Ballmer, I'm like, you know what? Let's renovate this again. We're doing two walls, both on So now you can't choose. You can't choose.
You know what's gonna end up being crazy? The whole arena gonna be a wall. The whole joint
Nah,
is gonna
whole
be a
joint.
wall.
But this is what the NBA needs, because if you notice in every sport, in football, baseball, soccer, there's always an element that could change the game,
Facts.
except for basketball.
Mhm.
Basketball doesn't have that game changing crowd.
This is like
you know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
strictly talent. Like talent
Yeah.
just supersedes almost everything in basketball.
And I feel like because it's not like it's impossible, because you see overseas in Europe how they cheer for
their
their
crowd
team is different. So I
They
feel
got
like
fire, all that
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
explosions.
Yeah.
Pyrotechnics.
flags,
Hands.
everything.
Yeah,
But I just feel like that's good for the NBA. I hope like every owner that cares at least could probably try to implement that, because we need that atmosphere to, because home, like you said, home court advantage don't feel like home court advantage in some arenas, especially most nowadays. So
Right.
I feel like that should bring it more to the forefront, because basketball needs that.
Yeah. And every team needs Steve Ballmer as an owner as well. Bro.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, I think I want to be a Clippers fan when I hear him talk about the Clippers.
Yo.
For real.
Yeah, for real. Like, listen,
Well,
Genie,
that arena.
Genie.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying, Genie? Come on, Genie.
Crazy,
You did well, Genie.
He was grabbing the side leg.
Oh, he's in the Matrix.
Oh, you're in the Matrix.
Hold on. But yeah, all in all, that arena looks incredible. And to your point, Ernest, just about the Clippers, man, like it's the James Harden effect. And I know James Harden gets a lot of crap because, remember last year he said, I'm the system, that whole thing, I am the system type thing. But at the end of the day, when you put the ball in James Harden's hands, like he's going to try his best to be effective with what he got. So he already has a great, like, 1-2 piece that can hold it down, and that's Zubac, who really knows how to play the pick and roll really well. Then you just get some role players just to follow, and you be all right, because that's what James Harden was running with when he was in Houston. So I just obviously the subtraction of Kawhi definitely hurts him a lot, especially when you got a new arena, you're trying to sell tickets, and you pretty much picked him over Paul George. He's not playing, but like James Harden, he's going to still find his way to be competitive and still get that team rolling.
I mean, he's leading the league in assists right now. So
it's
you know what I'm saying. So James Harden is playing at a level that's still elite. It just doesn't look the same. That's all it is. It doesn't look the same. My most surprising player, though, before we end it, my most surprising player, I'm gonna go with Jalen Green. Jalen Green right now is top 10 in scoring.
He got that bag. Money.
And as we know, we started to see it last year at the end of the year when they kind of had a chance to get into the play-in or whatever. And we saw the Rockets go on that run. I just think Jalen Green has come out this year focused, understanding that he is the number one guy. He just got a new contract extension, which was very smart, a 2+1 rookie scale max. You never really see that, so he can re-up again in 2 years. And I just think he's averaging 28 a game, shooting what? He's shooting 43% from the field. That's not bad at all. And obviously the Rockets right now are sitting, at ninth place. They're 2-2. So listen, the Rockets are going to be fighting for a play-in spot for sure. We know that. And I think Jalen Green is going to be a big part and big reason of that. Of their success.
They was fighting last year. They was fighting last year towards the end of the season.
They almost
knocked out the Warriors.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and they still got Baby Jokic too. Don't forget.
Yeah, Şengün.
Şengün.
Yep, exactly.
And he got an extension also.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And last subject of the night. I mean, listen, we don't.
Who is that guy?
Who is that guy?
This is all you, man.
A legend in the game, and Coop. We're gonna end the show with you. Obviously, Dwyane Wade gets a statue. He is enshrined. Oh, come on, Josh. He's still not better than Austin Reeves. So obviously we know Dwyane Wade has been enshrined into immortality. He has been immortalized. He has a statue now amongst the greats. It is the first statue, I believe, in Miami's history.
Miami history,
Yes, it is.
Which is huge and well deserved. Well deserved.
No brainer.
For Wade County. But obviously there were some jokes that reared its head of the aftermath of the statue.
Talking about the Tony Allen statue?
Yes, yeah. Eric, if you could put the statue up, if you may. But Coop, give us your thoughts. Obviously, as a Heat fan, listen. We as Laker fans, we've seen statues, right? We've gotten Kareem, we've gotten Magic, we've gotten Shaq. Most recently, our beloved Kobe Bryant, right? And it is an experience. It is to see one of your idols be immortalized like that. Is definitely a moment in time to remember. So, obviously, you as a resident Heat fan, DWade must be the highest of the high for you. So, what are your thoughts? And then give us your thoughts on how the outcome of the statue is.
Honestly, I'm gonna start out with that outcome of the statue. Honestly, I had no clue DWade was actually a part of the planning for the statue as well, man. Like, it's just crazy. I just thought they just created a Tony Allen statue, honestly. But if DWade created it and he likes it, sure. But the statue, it's the first statue, so I'm not really going to try and shit on it the whole time because it is the first statue and it's DWade and he means so much to the city of Miami. Oh yeah, put it up. It just looks crazy. But as far as what DWade meant for me, just my earliest basketball memory as a kid was just me sitting in front of the TV watching that 2006 NBA Finals. You feel me? So honestly, DWade dropping 34 and 7 assists that series, dropping 42 points in game 3. And then 36 points in the game 6 clinching game for the first NBA Finals that the Miami Heat has had in their history. It was just honestly something special, and it was something that I've never seen when I was as a kid growing up. That just being my earliest memory. And just to finally say he's finally cemented in just his place in Miami Heat history and NBA history. What can I say? Career averages of 23 points, 13 All-Star games, 1 Finals MVP. I'm not sure where he is in guard blocks, but just leading
high
history, pretty high and pretty much.
When I think of guard blocks, I think of him.
Yup, for sure. So you think of him, you see players right now, like Derek White of the world, following their game and patterning their game, their defensive game after him. So honestly, he just means so much to Wade Wade County, also Dade County, and it was just really cool just seeing everybody come together. UD, his son comes together, even through his son going through all his struggles, being in and out the G League and playing overseas. It was just really cool to see just how much he meant to just so many people, that Heat organization, the city of Miami. And it was just nice to see, man. Honestly, it's just a culmination because he just got introduced to the Hall of Fame last season as well. So it just really brings everything together. As far as how it looks in the moment, I'm not sure what moment that was. But it looked like they gave him a beard.
He hit the game winner against the Chicago Bulls and stood on the table and was like, "This is my house."
That was when he hit the game winner. Why they get him a beard?
But
he didn't have no beard in that.
I don't know where to get the LeBron beard from. That was crazy.
The chin strap is crazy. The chin strap is crazy.
Because I'm trying so hard not to hate on this statue, bro. It's crazy.
Look,
he was very instrumental in the creation of it, though. So
that's why I can't say anything. If he approves, I'll approve, man, because he's the GOAT, man.
And trust me, Coop. When Ernest and I, when we went to LA to go see the Kobe statue, we was seeing the same thing. Kobe's arm looked too long, His arm looks longer than his leg. That's not his face. So yeah, we definitely heard it all. It was like it was you looking at the statue, you're just like, and you think that the player had some involvement in the statue. So it's kind of like it is what it is. You can't do anything about it. Us as fans, we can't do anything about it. And especially for Coop, like, like this is as close we'll get to you. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So for the statue, it's kind of like that's your attachment with it, especially Cope's not here no more. So like that's like, like I hate to say it, but kind of like a resting place, you know what I'm saying? Like a shrine in a sense.
Yeah.
But
sure.
but nah, for DWade though, like, love DWade as well too. Watch his career. And
top 3 shooting guard.
Top 3, especially when Shaq left, it stuck. So, but I was a big Shaq fan. So seeing this kid DWade come on and do amazing things, and stuff like that. Like I remember, matter of fact, my mom got me a Dirk Nowitzki jersey, and I traded it for a Dwyane Wade jersey because Dwyane Wade was hot at that moment. You know what I'm saying? For the NBA store. So because D-Wade was doing amazing things, but as far as the statue, like I think what people just need to understand, like it's not going to be a actual physical representation of the player. Like all these statues are made out of metal, bronze, copper, all these different materials. So the color it's not easy to gravitate towards but like you said, the player was involved with the making of it. You like it, I love it. Simple. The jokes are funny. So I said somebody on Instagram, they said, yo, that ain't D-Wade, that's Antoine Walker. The first thing that popped in my head was Antoine Walker doing a little Harlem shake, you know what I'm saying? But all in all, like that's definitely a pivotal moment for the Miami Heat. Especially like you said, you got into the Hall of Fame last year. So this is the cemented, you know what I'm saying? And definitely when I go to Miami next time, I'm gonna definitely make a trip to the arena to go see the statue. So
yeah, definitely. And it's just crazy because Armani, me and you talked about this, like how D-Wade's like he got his Hall of Fame and he got his statue. That was like Kobe's, like that's how that was gonna go for him, like Hall of Fame, and then after the Hall of Fame, he'll have the statue. And it's just it's beautiful to see, it just makes me reminisce about the times with Kobe and just that thought of it as well. Quick question: Is D-Wade the greatest Miami Heat of all time?
For sure.
Yes.
For sure. You gotta go with it.
I agree.
Somebody was like, I think I seen a post. They said the greatest Heat of all time, Dwyane Wade. Somebody was like, did LeBron not play for the Heat? I'm like, relax. He did. He won 2 chips and MVPs. But just the body of work. I know it's kind of crazy.
Also, he was drafted.
Yeah.
Also, he was
drafted. My thing is like with a great player, when you think of a certain franchise, like who's the first person? Who do you think
Dwyane
of?
Wade.
Like who's the first
Dwyane
person
Wade.
you think of? Like for Cleveland, like the first person you think of when you think of the Cleveland Cavaliers is gonna be LeBron. But it's hands down Miami, Wade County, Dade County. That's the first person you think of, bro. You can't think of anybody else. So
well, Alonzo
and
Mourning.
I'll just say, I'll say y'all did a better job than the damn 76ers. It killed me seeing AI get that damn action figure, man. You know what I'm saying? But as one of my favorite players, like I love AI and he got cemented. So you like it? I love it. Simple.
Yeah, for sure. Coop, want to thank you so much. I'm in the Matrix. I'm frozen on my side. But there it goes. I'm back. Well, Coop, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate your time, man. It was well needed. It was we enjoyed it. Just talking just hoop and just understanding the fact that like you guys in Miami or you guys got something good. I got my reservations about the Heat all the time. Obviously, there was
as everyone does every year, but we always surprise people. I like when we flow under the radar and no one's talking about it. So, I like that.
Nah, absolutely. And then again, everyone that's tuned in, please, Coop, what's the name of the pod again?
Hoops and Hangouts Pod on Instagram.
Hoops and the Hangouts Pod. please make sure you check it out. Hoops and Hangouts Pod. Like, subscribe, follow, all that. You know, get in the comment section, share the content, guys. You know, hit up Coop, and you know, we'll return the favor. We'll be on his show talking and getting it together. So appreciate you guys. Love, peace, and basketball. And take care of yourself and take care of everyone around you.